The room went silent when the girls pointed, not at the toys. Not at the glowing creatures everyone else avoided. They pointed at the one chained to the far wall, the alien no one dared to touch. The one the guards warned could kill a man in seconds. The father felt his breath stop, because his daughters didn't see a monster. They saw someone hurting, and in that moment, kindness stood face to face with fear. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional, thought-provoking stories like this one, take a second to subscribe, like, and comment below. Your support helps the channel grow and allows us to keep sharing meaningful stories here on Tales River. Now, let's begin. The first time humanity made contact, it wasn't with peace or curiosity. It was with panic. The alien ship appeared over the Pacific without warning. It didn't attack. It didn't speak. It simply hovered, silent and massive, like it was waiting. Governments reacted fast. Jets scrambled. Missiles locked on. And when a smaller pod descended near the California coast, fear did the rest. The being inside was captured within hours. They called it a deadly chained alien on the news. Scientists said its biology was unstable. Military analysts claimed it was a weapon. Rumors spread that one touch could stop a human heart. People wanted it studied, restrained, controlled, and so it was. The containment facility was built deep underground. Cold lights. Thick glass. Heavy chains made from experimental alloys. Guards rotated every 4 hours, never getting close enough to look into its eyes. David Harper never planned to see any of it. He was a widowed father of 2 daughters, working as a structural engineer contracted to inspect reinforced facilities. He took the job because it paid well and because, after his wife passed, stability mattered more than curiosity. He didn't know his assignment involved the alien until the day he arrived. This is a restricted level, the escort said as they walked down a long metal corridor. No interaction. No talking. No emotional responses. David nodded. He always did, but that day was different. His babysitter canceled last minute, and he had no choice but to bring his daughters, Lily and Emma, with him. The facility approved it reluctantly, insisting the girls remain in observation areas only. Lily was 10. Thoughtful. Quiet. Always watching. Emma was 7. Curious. Gentle. The kind of child who cried when she saw injured birds. As they passed the containment chambers, the girls pressed their hands to the glass, eyes wide at the strange shapes and colors inside. Most aliens were held in energy fields, studied from afar. Some moved. Some floated. Some glowed. Then they reached the last chamber, the chained one. It sat slumped against the wall, massive shoulders hunched forward. Its skin was dark and cracked like cooled lava, faint light pulsing beneath the surface. Heavy chains wrapped around its arms and torso, anchoring it to the wall. It didn't move. One of its eyes was closed. David felt uneasy just looking at it. This one is extremely dangerous, the escort said flatly. Do not linger. But the girls stopped walking. Lily's fingers tightened around David's hand. Emma tilted her head. They stared at the alien, not with fear, but with concern. Then Emma raised her small hand and pointed. That one, she said softly. That one is sad. Lily nodded. He's hurting. David froze. The escort laughed nervously. Kids imagine things. But Emma didn't move. Her eyes filled with tears. Daddy, she whispered. Why is he all alone? David swallowed. He didn't have an answer. Over the next few days, David found himself thinking about the chained alien more than his work. The image stayed with him, the way it didn't react, the way it looked. Tired, when he returned for another inspection, the girls came again. And again, they stopped at the same chamber. This time, the alien's eye was open. It looked directly at them. The guards tensed. Hands moved toward weapons, but the alien didn't attack. It didn't growl or move. It simply watched. Emma lifted her hand and waved. Hi, she said, her voice echoing softly. The alien blinked, just once. That night, Emma asked a question David wasn't ready for. Daddy, she said from her bed, does being dangerous mean you don't deserve kindness? David sat beside her in the dark, heart heavy. No, he said quietly. It doesn't. The next morning, he made a decision. David wasn't a scientist or a soldier. He was just a father. But he knew structures. He knew safety. And he knew fear could make people cruel. He submitted a report suggesting the aliens' restraints were causing unnecessary physical stress. He recommended a small change, a reduction in chain tension, better environmental support. The response was cold. Kindness is a liability, his supervisor said. We can't afford mistakes. But something changed. Other staff had noticed it too. The alien hadn't shown aggression. It reacted to voices. To presence. To the children. Eventually, a compromise was made. The chains stayed, but the environment softened. The lights dimmed. The temperature adjusted, and for the first time, the alien moved, slowly, carefully. It shifted away from the wall. Weeks passed. The girls began bringing drawings. Crude pictures slipped under the observation window. Stick figures holding hands with a tall, dark shape. The guards pretended not to notice. One day, during a routine check, an alarm blared. Containment breach. People ran. Weapons raised. Panic flooded the halls. David's heart dropped when he realized where the breach was, the chained alien's chamber. He ran, ignoring orders, ignoring fear. When he arrived, he saw chaos. A structural failure had cracked part of the chamber. Energy fields flickered. The alien was partially free. Guards shouted. Fingers hovered over triggers, and then Lily and Emma appeared behind him, having slipped away in the confusion. Before anyone could stop them, they stepped forward. Wait. Lily shouted. Everyone froze. Emma looked up at the alien, chains dragging behind it. You don't want to hurt us, she said. Do you? The alien looked at her, then, slowly, painfully, it knelt. The room fell silent. In a voice that sounded like stone grinding against stone, the alien spoke. We were never your enemy. Later, humanity would learn the truth. The alien species felt emotions deeply. Pain, loss, fear. They had come seeking help, not war. The chains, the fear, the isolation, it all mirrored their worst histories, and it was kindness, not force, that broke the cycle. The girl's simple compassion changed everything. The alien was freed. Peace talks began, and the story spread, not about a deadly chained alien, but about two children who saw suffering where others saw danger. Years later, David would tell the story often, not as a warning, but as a reminder. Kindness doesn't ignore fear. It walks straight through it, and sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is see a monster, and choose to care anyway. If this story moved you, let it remind you that kindness is powerful, even in the face of the unknown. A single compassionate moment can change lives, break walls, and rewrite the future. Wherever you are today, choose kindness, and pass it on.